Otis.
Let's be real. Me and my wife we're gonna run out of conversation about 15
My wife and I
so.
ran out of to talk about in 2013.
Right. Bernie.
Let me tell you something. It's just the same thing over and over again. I'll say something. She's like, "Yeah, I know. We've had that conversation."
Look, the thing is when you're married, you do the same things together all the time.
Look, you've been here the whole time. I can't tell you a story because you've been here for all the stories. Like that, I have no new stories. I had 7 stories when I met you. I've since told you that 7 stories, and now we've added 7 more stories, but you were here for those. So I can't tell you, there's not any new stuff that I can give you because you were there for the whole thing. Oh, by the way, I've been in my house for 2 damn years because of COVID, and you were there for that too.
This is Weird with Otis and Bernie.
Oh yeah, welcome in season finale.
Oh, is that
season
what we're doing?
3?
Yay, season finale.
We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna take a little time off. Both of us need a little bit of a break for different issues and things, and just life in general.
Yeah.
Crazy baseball life, crazy parent life, and all kinds of stuff. So,
okay,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm looking forward to this. Can you use a little volume on your mic? I don't know why.
Okay.
When we start recording, all of a sudden every level changes. We've been talking to each other for half an hour, and every level changed.
Right.
Welcome into the program. You can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find the video streams on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, and so that's what we're doing. And so last week, you'll recall that we made a big announcement. Do you want to recap the big announcement?
The big announcement was that I was moving from the afternoon show at the country station I'm on, 94.9 The Bull in Atlanta, to mornings, which is a big step. If you don't know the radio realm, like mornings is like the holy grail at most stations. You want to be on the morning show,
right? And
the cool part about it is you get to like just share more of your life because you have longer form, talking. You have longer ability to just kind of express yourself.
Yeah, you got more time, and I'm excited for you and me. We get to do the morning show together on the Bull. You and me, Otis and Bernie, we're going to Morning Drive. Morning Drive Radio. Here we come. Big doings for the podcast.
I think maybe you got the wrong impression, Bernie. Because also on the last podcast, I told you that I had a new best friend, my new co-host, Brian Moote, who we have on the podcast right now.
Hey, thanks for having me in. Thanks for making me part of the weird announcement.
Listen, I just want to say, first off, Bernie, it's been a long run with you, and we've been great friends, and you've never really done me wrong, and I appreciate that. But sometimes in life, you got to move on, man.
Like I know where this is going. The first thing you said to me, you were like, I'm going to do the morning show. I was like, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. You're like, first thing you said was like, Brian's going to do we're going to do the morning show together. So we're on the air for 4 hours a day or whatever it is. And then he wants to do a podcast in addition to that. And I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah. Brian's like, we probably should do a podcast, some like after show stuff that we can really expand on our thoughts and let people know really who we are.
Were you not expanding enough with the podcast that you currently have? This is fairly expansive what we do here.
We have not explored our friendship here, me and Brian. So
I like the idea though, that there was absolutely I did no research or took no inventory. I'm like, I'm just invading all your stuff, Bernie.
It's
pretty egregious, actually.
Here we are. We're doing this. We're 3 seasons into this thing, and here comes this whore coming to hone in on my.
Yeah. Well, season 3 always needs conflicts.
That's what it is. Right. We're introducing a new arc.
Bernie said to me when
Game of Thrones, it's the Red Wedding just happened to you.
I'm pretty sure when I let Bernie in on that we were now new best friends, that
you're not friends, you're co-hosts. Let's start there. This podcast is based on the dynamic of this podcast is our friendship. That's the dynamic here.
Sure.
You two just met each other last week, and you're
love at first sight.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It was we hit it off right away, and sometimes things change, Bernie. Sometimes feelings change, and so my new best friend. I'm sorry, excuse me, co-host Brian was. I think what you said about him was that he is the side chick in this threesome.
I mean, in this particular threesome, he's the side chick. Like,
look,
you and I are the prime.
I've always preferred side chick, man. To be honest, that's more excitement. There's more excitement with the side chick.
You
Yes.
two just get to spend all your time together in the same room, in the same city, conspiring against me. And here I sit thousands of miles away. And all of a sudden, you're going to just drop the bomb. You're going to have to look for somebody else to do the podcast with. I know where this is going.
Yeah, and we're in the honeymoon phase, so like we have like nothing wrong with each other. We're like besties. We were high-fiving it. That's right. You know, it's like that.
Top Gun style.
Yeah. So I sent him a GIF, or he sent me a GIF like 3 days in, right? And I'm just describing our friendship to you, our besties. So he sends me Goose and Maverick coming out of the planes, like high-fiving each other. And I said, obviously I'm Tom Cruise because I'm the shorter one, right? And he's like, oh, I get to be Goose.
It was a poorly thought out GIF.
And here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen. Brian is going to fill in the parts of our friendship that I don't, I hate social media, and he's going to send you like memes. He's going to do all this stuff. He's like, send you things like, hey, check out what I'm doing on IG. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about IG or TikTok
Bernie,
or anything like that.
That's what the side chick does. It brings excitement into the relationship.
Just
where
trickles
your stale friendship has run awry. The relationship's gotten old.
We're going to do that tonight. Oh, okay. All right, fine.
Yep.
That's how this is happening. I know
nothing's off limits. We've all been there.
It's just all experimentation all the time. It's great. It's sending memes and all kinds of stuff to do. We're going to do a silly dance on TikTok. I can give a shit about TikTok.
I'm excited for this because Brian, and we're bringing in a girl named Kimmy. That's going to be the new morning show on the Bull in Atlanta.
We're making that official. Are you officially announcing that here?
Yes, absolutely.
Kimmy Karuba's on her way. I think she's going to be out in Atlanta faster than we thought, so that'll be good.
She's from Hawaii, or she lives in Hawaii. She's from Chicago. Cool. But we pitched being the moving guys that got to go out to Hawaii and move her the entire way. Didn't go well. Great.
No one wanted to pay for it. Team building out in Honolulu.
Exactly. Why not? That's great. Well, so the show is new, and what's the thesis here? What's the general direction? Where are we going to get every morning from the two of you while you conspire against me?
Well, I think it's what, when it comes to country mornings, and I think in most big markets, there's some shows that do things really well, and then there's some that are just super lazy, uncreative, I don't know, kind of dorky and unfun, to be honest. I think that a lot of country radio morning shows, they're a bunch of pearl clutchers, and they don't do anything fun. They don't take any risks.
So we're gonna try to be in that realm. Is what
people got lazy. So that sounds like
dorky
a great
pearl clutchers. Well, people got
that'll get you 15 years in some stations.
Yeah. Actually, you can retire if you just play music and don't say anything.
Dad jokes and pearl clutching. That's great.
Well, I think the pandemic made a lot of people lazy just because everyone, I think people secretly love staying at home, and people have gotten lazy when it comes to what they want to do, and just having fun in the studio. We had a mariachi band on Friday.
That was epic.
For absolutely no reason, because mariachi bands are just great.
Sure. Well, yeah, they do make you smile. They do.
Yeah, it's like, why are you here? Why are you playing the trumpet in my face? That's great.
It's great.
Yeah. So I mean, we're just gonna build the show around our great friendship that we have, the new best friends that we are, the Biffers.
Again, I'll say that you're way behind the 8 ball on the friendship thing. If you're gonna develop this around your friendship, then it's a new friendship. It's a budding friendship.
Well, let's see. I think I put kind of a thing together to test our friendship.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'll give you each questions about me, and let's see if you can figure out the answer. This is going to, I guess, prove once and for all who's a better friend.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
All right.
It's a duel.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, we got music for it? Okay.
We do have music for this. Who knows Osho better?
Okay.
Wait, did you guys bring the mariachi band into your studio today?
Should I be the Steve Harvey when you guys say something obnoxious and go,
man, Steve Harvey's got a great gig.
Yeah, he does.
Steve Harvey's got a great gig. React the same way for 10 years to every question. Right. Yeah, that's it. That's the look. That's the look. It's always like, the question is always like, name a 4-letter word that is synonymous with breasts. And then somebody says like tits, and he's like, whoa, hey.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, come on. This is a family show. Like, what are you doing?
I will
so
tell
you have a game.
Then he starts and he's going to start talking. He goes,
Yeah. He said it's when we do exasperated Steve Harvey.
Yeah, just can't even get it out.
Just
You're so
can't
dumb.
do. No.
You're so dumb. He can't even bring himself like the strength.
He's just, I'm so taken back by your obvious answer. And then they go, and the answer that we all thought it was is number one on the board.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I told you this, but my new best friend co-host, he does comedy. He's at Moote Comedy is his social media handle. So
It's official. I mean, it's pretty serious.
have you ever met Harvey?
Steve Harvey, years ago, when he was like, that was when he was doing clubs. I don't think he's played a comedy club in 20 years, but when I first started stand up in Seattle, probably 2006, I was the MC at the club. So I used to be there for every, big act, and they'd all roll through, and you're sitting in like the liquor closet, just bringing people up. Like you're not allowed to go in the green room or anything.
Don't look at Steve in the eyes.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
Like doesn't want it. No shaking hands. Just you got to walk off the other side of the stage. You just.
how does being funny in a room full of people and being funny in a room full of two people that you're an imaginary audience that's out there in Never Neverland, how does that differ for you?
I think really it doesn't too much, other than you just start to learn instinctually like what references are funny, how to paint a picture that's funny without being too obscure. That's the thing the fine line you gotta walk in radio is that you want to be creative in your descriptions of things and your comparisons, but if you go too obscure, one, if the person in the room with you is like, what? Like, I don't even know who that guy is. I don't know what you're talking about. But two, the audience is barely listening in radio. They're kind of,
Right.
So you have to be kind of interesting enough that they're like, oh, that's funny, while not being like, hey, I don't understand anything that just came out of that person's mouth. So, and I think some people with comedy stand-up, it translates more to radio. I improvise a lot, and I make up, I do a lot of crowd work. And different than I'm not like a set up like punch kind of Mitch Hedberg style comic. I think sometimes those comics struggle more when they try to get into radio because they're used to having everyone like listen to the end of the sentence, which we all know in radio doesn't happen.
Right.
No one in the room is going to let you get out of sentence.
Right.
Right. Listen, I will say this: Brian is way funnier than you, Bernie. But
that seems like an unnecessary shot.
Hold on, before we move on, I just want to tell you that.
Can I get the music back? Can I get the music back for our game?
No. By the way, I just want to point out Brian's way funnier.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm just saying, it's why our friendship's developing so fast.
All right. We started to set up a bit 3 minutes ago.
That's great radio right there.
It's good right there.
We'll do it when we get back.
All right.
In 17
back.
minutes after a 10-minute stop set and 4 songs.
Welcome back to Get to Know O Show.
All right.
Your host, Otis O Show.
So the idea here is you've got questions. Okay.
It's like the dating game, or it's like questions you should know as my best friend. I feel like, and this will settle it once and for all. Who's a better friend? I think. All right. Let's start off with Brian. Brian, my favorite color. What's my favorite color?
Oh, easy, blue.
Boom. Did you know that, Bernie?
Correct. Is that what I never paid attention? All right. Well, these just seem like easy questions. I mean, I know a lot about you, so.
Bernie, what was my minor in college?
What's that?
My minor in college. I minored in something. I didn't say major because I majored in broadcasting, obviously.
Blue.
No.
I mean, so far. I mean, I think that those two questions were a little.
We'll get there. We'll see. Psychology was the answer. Psychology. I have a minor in psychology, which means nothing because you have to have a doctorate to do anything with it.
I said blue.
No.
So.
When you got any sort of degree in psychology that's not a doctorate, means you learned just enough to know how crazy Sigmund Freud was.
Yes.
And you're like,
yes,
why did any of you believe that? You thought you could fix emotional problems with sex? Are you crazy?
What did he want to do? His mom?
I know a lot, but not enough to be employable.
Right. I can point out the major flaws in old psychology. Let's probably not detach the frontal lobe of a brain. How about that?
Yeah.
But it makes them so docile to take out a chunk of the functioning lobe.
Shock therapy was a terrible idea.
Right.
Terrible.
Bite down on this stick. We're doing an experiment.
All right, Brian, back to you. Type of dog that I own.
Oh, this one. This is a home run. Doodle, buddy. We're doodle dads.
Doodle
We
dads.
both have doodles.
Yes, hashtag.
Ew. Ew. We're doodle dads.
Do we have a hashtag,
Jump off
Bernie?
a bridge.
We don't even have a hashtag, by the way.
Oh, it's gonna
so-
start soon when the doodles get
doodle
together.
dads.
Doodle dads, dude.
God, I'm gonna vomit.
All right, here we go. Bernie.
Yeah.
What is the street I lived on as a child?
He gets doodle dads, and I get street. You grew up as a child.
How do you not know this? We've been friends for 20 years.
I don't know the answer. This is not a fair game.
God, you failed. Eleanor Street. Sure,
Doodle
Brian, good.
dads. He comes
I
up
wouldn't
with
know that.
doodle
Of course.
dads, and I get the.
I know your son. I know your son's batting average, 737.
That's right. Look at that. He knows
That
my
was
son's
not even a question.
I could have
You're
asked
just
that.
You're just trying to get extra points of the teacher.
This
extra
flexing.
credit.
What are we
All right.
doing?
All right. Brian, what sport did I play in high school?
Oh, come on. I know that one.
Yeah, football, right? I mean, you were
Yes,
all-star
yes.
football.
Linebacker,
What is
baby.
that?
One of the greatest teams the high school still ever
I
had.
knew that one.
Also,
I knew that.
one of the greatest wedge breakers to ever play the game.
Absolutely.
On
See?
kickoffs.
What are you is he showing you old high school? Are you at that point in your relationship where it seems like it's cool to give a shit about the high school?
We both
from
got-
your friend-
We
from
both
your
got together and we reviewed old game tape to see how we wanted to see. Look, we want to see how we would have played against each other. Had
Right.
you know, like
Yeah.
it's like comparing Jordan and LeBron footage side by side. right?
Exactly.
In '99, they called me the enforcer. No, they didn't. Nobody called you that.
They called you that. All right. You got to recover here, Bernie.
I feel like my questions are a little harder than his questions.
Which celebrity is my second cousin?
I don't.
Same last name.
I would. Well, you have the last. Am I allowed to reveal your last name? I didn't even know your name until like 5 years after I met you.
I thought your last name was Show.
Right? Exactly. I don't know the answer to that question.
Bill Maher.
Oh, come on.
Bill Maher.
I mean, I didn't even know we were revealing your name.
All right.
I feel like I've gotten the short end of the stick on this.
All right. One last question. Let's see if Bernie can recover at all on these. Brian, how many kids do I have?
I know that one.
Well, 3, but like I said, I already know the batting averages of one of them. Also, his on base percentage, his slugging percentage. He's over 1,000 on slugging right now.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Got to be better than
I don't know your cousin's last name, and he's in your new partner's playing Moneyball with your kids. What is this?
Bernie, I don't even trust the regular scorer. I score the game myself like an old man. Bring my own notebook.
Your notebook in your own pad. You sit up there.
Yeah, it gets weird because they'll be like, "That's the third out." I'm like, "Not on my book.
Not
No,
according
this
to
one,
this,
bro.
Not
Let's
according to
compare.
this.
Can
Where's
we
it going?
compare? We need to compare. Walk over here. Let's
I'm going to
compare.
give this kid another at bat after the game, and if he goes yard, I'm adding a run. Just gonna tell you.
So Brian's gotten all 3 of them correctly, and I've gotten none
4.
of them.
He got 4 correct.
Four
This
correctly,
is
and
your
he had
fourth
some extra
question.
credit.
It's the bonus ones, yeah.
All right. 4th question for Bernie. Name all the states that I've lived in.
Well, there's denial.
You were there for most of it.
Denial for some of it, and then depression was a little bit of it.
Right,
There was a stint in Wisconsin where it was followed by denial.
Okay. I'll give you that one. I'll give you those are all correct.
Okay, all right, yay!
It was also Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, North Carolina,
Inebriation. For
Kentucky,
Yeah. The thing about
inebriation.
The
Kentucky, Georgia.
states of denial and inebriation. I think you just never really fully leave those ones.
They always call them home. I always call the state of depression home.
I mean, by a landslide, I think that proves
This is.
who.
I can't believe this. I can't believe.
Tell him what he's won, Bernie.
He's got something from Broyhill. That's right. A couch set from Broyhill. Broyhill.
And $25 because I've got that in my pocket.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Well, I think that went well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, couldn't have gone better,
It's-
right?
Seems like just a matter of time. It seems like I need to take the vacation that we're going to go on and find me a new co-host. Find me a new co-host to live here in Small Timeville with.
It's gonna be great when you all of a sudden Otis starts seeing you hovering around Buford, Georgia, just like, no, I'm just studying up on streets that you live on and
it's cool.
Your kids' stats. Just for season 4, I refuse to lose this one.
Bernie, why are you here? He's like, I was just in town. I was driving by.
I was doing
Cincinnati.
it.
You live in Cincinnati.
Trivia research is what it was.
Yeah, that's stupid. Well, there you go. Where are we going now, Otis?
Well, we can talk about how crazy my weekend was because I kind of privied Brian a little bit on it because we were texting this weekend.
You guys already did a show today.
Yeah.
I brought him in on it because we had to talk to one another for 4 hours earlier today.
Yeah, that's how we did. We did show planning before this, and then I ran off to the gym. Trying to get my shame ability up again, so I can shame everyone at the barbecues today.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well,
actually, it's funny. We were talking this week about dad bods and stuff. And someone's like, yeah, dad bods are in. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not a dad. So that's kind of a slap in the face.
I skipped over a section.
Yeah.
Your wife said something to you the other day. What was it about your body?
She said, stop making those noises.
No. It was when she told you. She said, I'm not really into skinny guys.
I'm not into skinny guys. Like she told me.
No.
My brother, Killian, is like my height, but he's like just a thinner, lankier person. She's like, nah, your brother's too skinny. I don't like skinny guys. I was like, ooh, I'll be at the gym later.
Let's see if that comment went the other way, how it would work.
No, that would not work.
I would have walked straight to the balcony and just taken a dive. Don't even worry about it. I just heard it coming out of my mouth, and I'll take care of that for you.
I can hear it. I hear it now.
Don't even. I'd like to say I planned it differently coming out of my mouth, but I'm not even sure what that plan would have been. That just seems like I'm just tired of living.
I immediately see the error of my ways. I'm gonna go. I'll be back. I'm gonna sleep at a hotel, and I'll be back in a couple days.
Go ahead. Yep. See ya. I guess it's over. I had a good run.
This is weird.
This weekend, I had baseball tournaments all weekend, so we were messaging back and forth at the baseball field, and I was like, I think there's going to be a fight that happens. These umps are, excuse me, I said refs, and they called me on that. They're like,
these umps. He's like, these referees. And I'm like, well, I mean, you better learn the lingo, dude. Call them blue. If you're nasty.
They're terrible. It was
Come on, blue.
2 young kids that have never coached or never umped a baseball game before, so they were screwing every call. It was like 8-9 calls that were just absolutely obvious and terrible.
How old are the people that are playing baseball involved here?
9. They're 9.
I'm just being curious. Just putting that on the record.
Very serious tournament game.
Bernie, I have a nephew plays in 7, 8, 9 or whatever, and these dads at the last one I was at were arguing with this kid. He's like 13, making like $40, and they're like, you got to make the call, Blue. And
that's
like,
what you got.
Leave this kid alone. Just what are you doing?
That's what you got to understand about Otis. Is Otis will lean into all sport. He and I have different opinions on competition, and he will lean all the way in on this. And my kid, I'm just like, hey, long as everybody had a great time, what are we worried about?
Have a good time.
And Otis is sitting there goes, these bullshit umps. Let me tell you something. I don't care what your level of schooling is, ref.
Yeah.
It changed the dynamic of the game. We almost lost the game because they took away like 4 points from us, but we didn't. We pulled it out.
I hate it when they take points away from us in baseball.
Exactly, the referees take points away in baseball.
There were so many excuse me, runs. Did I say points?
You said points.
No, I prefer touchdowns.
Exactly.
Anyway, all the parents are just screaming at the umps to get the call right, because at one point I'll just tell you how terrible it was. He called the guy out at first, and it was obvious he was out because the first baseman was on first when the kid tripped over him going through first. Okay. Obvious that he's out. He calls him out. The coaches from the other team start walking out to talk to him because they didn't think that he was out. He changes the call to safe. Changes it, and our coach is like, what are you changing it on? Are you changing it because of the contact? Are you changing it because of a couple things? And he's like, he literally said, I don't know. He said, he goes, I'm a child, and I thought I was going to get murdered by this psychopath over first base call.
It's a little bit. It's like when your wife pins you on an opinion, and you're just like, well, I think it should be blue, and she's like, why blue? And I'm just like, did I say blue? I meant red. Red is the direction to go. Like, it's like, why did you change it? seemed like you weren't happy with that, so I went a different direction.
He's like, look, I changed the call because they're in the dugout next to the first base.
Right, exactly.
I'm not doing this all day. And to be honest, man, my mom told me I had to get a job for the summer, and it's like, I don't even want to be here. That's
what it was like. I don't think he's gonna ump a game again after we destroyed him.
It sounds like it was terrible. It sounds terrible.
It got worse because the parents from the other side started getting testy. And our parents weren't really talking to those parents. We were just kind of shouting at the field.
Testy parents? Well, the worst.
That's right. Not great.
Well, this lady starts cussing at a kid that's on our team. Not like on the field, but another, like a brother, an older brother who's like cheering on his brother out there on the field. She's cussing at him. She starts trying to fight this lady on our team that's a little loudmouth. So they're back and forth. Like, come, bring it over here. Bring it over here. I'll put my cup down. I'll put my beer that I have in my Yeti cup down. We'll fight it out. We'll do it. Then the other lady, apparently, I found out later, was texting friends to come to the park to help her.
Oh, that's incredible.
So it was almost going to be a full-on brawl at the 9-year-old baseball.
I want to see like what her crew looks like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
which
friends are coming over? Like, oh, don't worry, Janet, I'll be there in 15. I hate that kid.
I got your back, Judy.
Yeah,
right over.
I'm going to bring a bottle of Chardonnay too. We're really going to give it to her.
She was throwing out like, take your redneck asses back to Buford with your turf fields. That's what she said.
I think we all remember what went down in 2006. Not going to happen again.
I love the unmitigated gall for her to throw out redneck when you guys are playing in rural Georgia. It's like, okay, well, okay, city slicker. All right.
Sorry.
It got pretty heated. The games Sunday were actually pretty calm. Everybody was having a good time, and we ended up taking second in the tournament. Batting average, I think, dropped slightly. I think we're in the 600s now. But
so is he running laps in the yard right now? That's unacceptable.
Hold on. I just want to make sure he still is.
That's the thing. We've talked about this before. Maybe it's because I don't have any athletic ability, and B, I didn't compete. I'm not a sports person. And so I don't connect with this. You're at the field every weekend yelling at umps. And I'm just like, okay, life is too short for you to yell at a 15-year-old who screwed up a strike. Like, it's just too short. I don't get that.
It is funny. Like, you leave the game and you're like, man, I really gave for that ump, right? You know, that little, do you think he's going to remember that when he gets into high school next year? You think it's going to
you are shit talking an ump on your podcast. Okay.
Otis is doubling down right now. Oh, you're bad.
I don't know what your name was, Jared or whatever. Atrocious.
Yeah.
Atrocious.
That's right. We're going to tag you in the comments. You know what? If you know who this kid is,
you know what? Like and subscribe to my shitty ump podcast.
Yeah, he needs to start that podcast. Terrible calls in 9-year-old baseball.
Yeah, terrible calls. That was clearly a strike. Stop with that.
The best is that you watch these games and parents are yelling about this out, that should have been a run, that shouldn't have been a run. Well, sometimes someone hits a ball and a little kid's like not even paying attention. He's drawing in the dirt with his foot.
Right.
It's like, what are you talking? Like, why are we yelling at this up? Yell at the kid out there who's like literally picking flowers.
You know what? You know how you have snapshots of your childhood and just random moments in your life. And I can remember a moment in my life where I was on a baseball team and I was, of course, whatever position you put somebody in that put the least athletic person to like right field or something like that.
Yeah, right.
There I am, a half a mile away from anything going on. And I can remember being out there bored to tears and just like, I don't know, rolling around in the grass. I was probably 7 years old. Just like, everybody's like, what's he doing? Like, he clearly does not want to be here. and I can remember that.
This is where Bernie's father found true disappointment.
You have your mitt on your head.
Right.
Like a goofy hat. You're like,
right. I'm out there trying to amuse myself. And 40 years later, it's no different. Just like, so we have Otis, do you want to move to the Mona Lisa video?
Oh yeah, you want to? So I found this randomly, and it cracked me up because I didn't know that the Mona Lisa itself has been the victim of several attacks throughout its life.
Oh yeah,
the Mona Lisa painting
have it behind plexiglass, and sometimes someone threw acid on it at one point.
Yeah,
and it's not very big. That's the thing that it's funny about the Mona Lisa because we were in Paris years ago, my wife and I. We went there and I was like, this thing's like the size of notebook paper. What a piece of trash.
So you've seen it? You've actually seen it?
It's just little. I thought it was going to be like in my mind, a painting
has
to be like the size of a movie poster you had on your bedroom wall when you were a kid. Otherwise, it's like a sketch. Like that's not a painting.
It's not. It's not art unless it's
No, it's got to be huge,
big poster size. Yeah,
it's going to sit right next to my Ken Griffey Jr. poster. That's where my Mona Lisa's going.
It goes Mona Lisa, Kathy Ireland.
Yeah.
There was an acid attack on this thing in the 50s. That's what made them put the glass over it. There was a woman that was arguing over her French citizenship, was just angry and decided to try throwing a cup of acid on it and ruining whatever the Mona Lisa had to do with her citizenship.
So somebody threw, what did they throw at this?
This is the latest attack. A man that was screaming about, we need to save the earth. You need to think about the earth. And he smashed cake onto Mona Lisa.
Well, that's just funny.
But
number one, try to be the guy that sneaks cake into the Louvre.
No kidding.
He also was dressed as an old woman in a wheelchair with a wig on to pull it off.
Like you do.
Pull off the Mona Lisa caper.
Yeah.
I wish they were like, who did this? Who smashed the cake into Mona Lisa? Like, I don't know. Look at that clown over there that walked in here.
There's a guy that's got a paper plate and a fork.
Yeah.
How about the guy over there with the flower that squirts water? That guy. Check him out.
I think he's the culprit, the cake smasher over there.
Why? I don't understand the reference with the cake versus Mona Lisa. Why does Mona Lisa have to do with all this? Like the woman with the citizenship. Now this guy is screaming
because
about
this guy thinks he has a cause, and he thinks that throwing a cake at a historic piece of art will help his cause. We're talking about it, I guess.
I got to be honest. I kind of appreciate how the French people protest because I got like all the protests we've had in America would have been a hell of a lot more entertaining if people were smashing cakes into each other's faces and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like
I
How different would the world be?
The NRA rally on Friday would have been so funny if everyone was just throwing cupcakes at each other and stuff.
Yeah, I am pro cake protest. I'll be honest with you. I like cake enough. I am pro cake protest. It's unbelievable.
I think next time I want to protest something, I'm smashing cake in the face.
Yeah. Send Jamie out there with a bottle of Windex. He can get it cleaned up. We're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do they throw the person out and they get arrested? Do you get arrested for smushing cake against plexiglass? Right? I mean, I guess it's plexiglass. It's not like you're right.
Vandalism. Yeah.
Bottle of Windex when we're back in business.
Yeah.
I wonder if Da Vinci, when he painted this beautiful Mona Lisa, he thought to himself, I wonder if people are going to throw cake at this someday or try to ruin it. Like,
I bet he thought to himself, I should have painted a hotter chick, dude.
Right, exactly.
Wait, boring.
What's with this boring ass looking lady?
Whatever, unibrow. Okay.
I mean, you could have done some contouring, Da Vinci. Jeez,
let's move it along.
It's horrible, man.
Was he that great of an artist? She was probably like smoking hot. Nah. This is what came out.
Kim Kardashian's a better artist for women's faces.
Wait, is that where we've landed on the podcast? We're debating whether Da Vinci was a good artist. We'll take your call. We're opening the phone lines. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that Da Vinci was crap.
What if?
Who can paint a better woman's face, Kim Kardashian or?
We'll take your calls now. The feedback comments coming up. There is a TikTok going viral of a kid that's 19 years old marrying somebody that is 76 years old.
Oh, Lord.
And everybody thinks that he's doing it for the money.
He's doing it for the TikTok likes. That's what I thought immediately. I'm like, this guy wants a TikTok.
He definitely looks like he needs citizenship from being a Russian to an American.
He does. He does look like
that might be part of it.
Yeah, look at this. So he's
on his one knee. She's got all these heart balloons, and their ages. Hers.
This is 100% Florida, right?
That's got to be. It's got to.
There's no way it's not Florida.
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere around Orlando, if I'm guessing.
Does this woman not have grandsons his age? And she
grandsons. Yeah. Well, there's the ring. He gave her this big ring.
And she said yes.
They're
on the way to the altar. Like she
looks like he's escorting. He looks like he's her Uber somewhere.
Right.
They're picking her up at the home and taking her down to the Lubies.
Kind of like how he's dressed like actually a Russian hitman who's like, I don't care if you see me on the way in.
Absolutely dressed like.
He does look like that. If he were the enemy in some like Bruce Willis film, he would have an unidentifiable Eastern European accent. Yep. I'm gonna blow the entire thing up. It's like, you're like, what country are you from? It's very indiscriminate.
How many times are they going to answer the question like, "Oh, is this your grandma? Who's this with you?"
I don't think we have to do it for very long. I don't see this lady sticking around.
No, she doesn't seem like she would.
Like life-wise, I feel like this is
very exciting. Blue streak of hair, by the way.
I don't know why the song comes to my head. It might be a little dust on the bottle.
I know I came to your head because you want to show off your singing skills. That's
what it is. You're going to learn that, by the way, about Otis. Whenever he has the opportunity to sing the punchline, he will try.
Well, or when he gets like we found this one out on Friday. We had some engineering difficulties at the radio station, and we lost our signal. We went dead air for about 10 minutes or so, and afterwards Otis just started singing songs, and Kristen Gates and I were like, because his stress levels were elevated, and then all of a sudden he just broke into like some like Kane Brown song.
You're gonna find out about it. Yeah, Parma. You're gonna find that he just, when he's nervous, he just
take
starts
my
to sing.
hands and I'll take yours. It's pretty good.
I do. It's my stress relief. Music and singing is my stress relief.
Anytime that you have the opportunity to show off that you can hold a tune.
Here's the thing. If I'm gonna sing something, I'm gonna try to sing it right, not do it like half-assed. You know, I could have done the punchline with like, might be a little dust on the bottle, but that's not as entertaining, right?
I mean, I would argue that the joke wasn't that great.
I don't know.
But I would argue the joke wasn't that great, but
I would argue
you sung it and you committed, so I'm okay with it.
I'd argue you should always go for the humor part of it, but you know, or be good at singing.
Nobody goes to a comedy club and goes, man, he was on key.
Not those songs were terribly unfunny, but man, he's good.
Man, he was on key.
Terrible punchline, but man, he nailed it.
I feel like he's in the wrong like artistic genre. Like that dude is a hell of a cover band artist, but what?
Next year on The Voice, one of the criticisms, hilarious. Right.
Yeah, that's great. You try for American Idol, like, yeah, you're really funny, but you didn't sing at all.
Like, no.
Yeah, this is about vocals. I don't know what you're doing up there.
All right. Last but not least, we have I can't ever say it, Otis.
Viridiacy.
I hate the name of the segment. I hate what it's called. I've hated it the entire season.
But you haven't come up with anything better.
No, I didn't come up with anything better. This is a video of a woman whose kid gets away from her. Now, you're going to have trouble seeing it, but the kid's going to run off screen. There's a bear. There's a bear that the kid is running towards, and mom has to save the kid. So here we go. The kid's right there, and then
I see the bear up on the wall.
Oh yeah, the bear's up on the wall, and then the kid runs and
towards the bear.
He just yelled bear and want to hug him.
Ah!
Yeah, she picked him up like a football and ran back to the house.
Yeah.
What was the bear going to do? Was it going to play with the kid, or do you think it was going to
probably a picnic? I'm guessing a picnic.
Do bears chew on children? I think we're just
if given the opportunity, I'm going to go bears do chew on children.
That is great. I love how excited the kid was. Like, there's in no point in that child's mind did he think this is dangerous. He's just like, bear, hug him.
Bear, hug it. Everybody hands kids bears all the time. So they get this false sense of life that every bear that they get to hug is squishy and fun and soft.
You know what? We're just coddling these damn children. You know what I'm saying? Back in my day, my mom would be like, your bear, your problem. Get out there and fight the bear. You know, just sad. This kid's going to grow up and expect everyone to pay his student loans. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, get out there and fight that bear, man. Like,
look, one kid gets bit by a bear. All kids will learn.
Right. See, vicarious learning here. Sometimes it's Darwinism at its finest, and we're just getting in the way by protecting these kids from bears.
Yeah, let's buy a house by the bears. Let's buy a house to buy the bears. I think that it's a cheap house.
A bear.
Who knows? I feel like this kid, if we would have let the kid be, he may have turned into like a scene from The Revenant and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
The kid just pulls it out, ends up just like living inside the bear's stomach.
eating raw buffalo and losing his throat. It's great.
Yeah. I mean,
or the kid makes friends with the bears, and all of a sudden the bears are just sitting on the back porch.
Yeah. You ever seen Jungle Book? Baloo?
It happens.
We could have had a glorious story here. The live action remake of Jungle Book.
Every kid's got some sort of
backyard in probably the foothills of Southern California.
Every kid's got some crackers or something in their hand. That bear was probably like, "Ooh, you got some."
By the way, is there any doubt in anybody's mind that this was that kid's father's fault that door was open?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No chance it was anybody else's fault.
He wouldn't have been near the bear if Danny hadn't left the goddamn door open.
Yeah, and that's one that, as a guy, you're just like, I mean, that sounds like something I would have done. All right. Well, I don't remember. I didn't even go outside, but odds are it was me.
I mean, it sounds like me.
It's something I do. That's for sure.
Does anybody ever repeat something back to you that you don't remember? You're like, all right, yeah, that sounds right. That sounds about right.
Sounds just like me.
Oh, she's just.
Bear!
The mom didn't notice the bear right away either, because she was kind of on her phone, walking slowly out there, and then noticed the bear, and that's when she went into mom mode, superhero.
Yeah. How mad do you think they are that you can't really see the bear on that surveillance camera? So they didn't really like the viralness is just like
that would it would have driven it over top. If the bear had just rose up on the video or something, yeah.
Rex Chapman would have retweeted that one. Had they had that
one. We don't deserve bears.
I don't see the bear, so you get no retweet. For all I know, you guys are lying.
It's Photoshop bear.
Yeah, that'd be even better too. There's just like a poorly edited video on Adobe.
Right. Like that's a GIF. All right, well,
Brian, thank you for joining us on this week's episode, and man, I look forward to our friendship and our show.
Nope, not a friendship.
I know. I'm okay with being the side piece. I love it. It's dangerous. Sounds dangerous.
Of course, you're welcome here anytime you want to be here, and you're welcome to come into our dumb podcast home, even though you guys have a much bigger home, a much bigger house on the other side of the street. But you're more than welcome to come here. Thank you for coming. I'm excited. I truly am honestly excited for what you guys have in store.
Awesome, brother. Thank you guys.
We look forward to potentially, if we can find some room, having you on our podcast.
Yeah. If we can, we'll work it in.
We'll figure it out.
I feel
the
like
show after the show after the show after the show, like the 6th or 7th.
I feel like I'm being blown off. I'm going to be done. I'm going to be on the one that the interns host, where they talk about the show that happened.
Yeah. They talk about the after show. Who then talks about the after show?
Right.
That's us talking about our own show. So yeah, it's like 6 degrees of separation, but it's close.
Howard Stern level of denial. We got that intern hosting a show about the show about the show, and you're going to go on that show.
Yeah, it's like one of those Russian nesting dolls, where each one, and you eventually will keep peeling a layer away, but you'll get closer and closer.
Absolutely.
Well,
thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Otis, we are going to take a couple of weeks off, and it was planned ahead of all of this, right?
Yes, so we've always kind of tried to hit the 60th episode, because each season's about 20.
Yeah,
right? We've been trying to keep it at that. So it was already kind of pre-planned, but we got some things in life that are, making it also like where we just need a little time off. Sometimes you got to take a little break. So TV shows do it, and now podcasts do it.
It's looking like it looks like maybe the end of June, I think, was when we will be back. And thank you for being weird with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following us on socials. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Absolutely. See you.
See you.